they're petrified of some kind of backlash. I mean, you see with Disney now. I mean, Disney, one of the most gay-friendly companies.
And Disney decided to hire the most insufferable girl boss narcissist that exists on Earth, who hates Snow White.
They're
hard. If I'm Bob Iger, you know what we're doing? Emergency meeting. We're putting Snow White on hold for 2 years, and guess what?
Smart.
Pay her a couple $1,000,000, go away. We're going to bring another person to play this role.
Snow White.
It has proven to be Disney's worst investment ever in the history of Disney investments. I mean, they've gone through various scandals with this girl.
It's great. I'm honored. I don't know why I sound so angry right now. I'm honored.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
I'm a narcissist.
I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White.
Right.
You should shut up and do the job.
Imagine waking up to sheer chaos. Headlines screaming across every phone, every screen on the planet. Rachel Zegler, the actress handpicked to bring Disney's most classic princess into the modern age, has reportedly vanished. Disappeared completely just hours after Disney lawyers allegedly slammed a mind-blowing $100 million lawsuit onto her agent's desk. News crews descend on her empty Los Angeles condo, fans and press buzzing like angry wasps, but the star herself? Nowhere. Airport records later reveal a single name quietly added to a late-night flight manifest, destination unknown, a non-stop ticket out of the country. Just like that, the woman who beamed on red carpets in Snow White's gown becomes a ghost, swallowed by the highest echelon of celebrity mystery. Where did she run? Why the sudden exit? And what exactly imploded inside Disney's hallowed halls to turn a fairy tale partnership into an all-out corporate war? It all began so differently, a dream role announced to fanfare. Disney had chosen its new Snow White, a rising star poised to refresh the 1937 classic for a new generation. Early interviews showed Rachel Zegler glowing, radiating the kind of infectious excitement studios pray for, the kind that sells tickets. But almost immediately, hairline cracks started showing in the polished facade. A seemingly innocent comment surfaced. She'd been scared of the original cartoon, watched it once, and never again. It landed awkwardly, a strange note from someone embodying that very character. Fans tilted their heads. Was she joking? It felt off. But those first comments were just sparks before the inferno. And then came the interview clips that truly broke the internet, spreading like wildfire across TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. She spoke about the prince's role, suggesting his scenes might even be cut, framing him almost as a stalker. The original love story? Apparently it wasn't about that anymore. Snow White, she insisted, wasn't dreaming of love. She was dreaming of leadership. Then came the sidewalk clip, Zegler half joking, half agitated, declaring that people would line up for her projects no matter what. That line, ripped from context or not, became a weapon. Reaction videos exploded. Memes proliferated. People who initially cheered her casting now saw something else entirely. Arrogance, entitlement, maybe even a disdain for the very audience and the legacy she was now part of. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. Was this bold confidence or outright contempt for the story she'd been hired to tell? Inside the Magic Kingdom, panic reportedly set in. The carefully crafted image of a modern, empowered Snow White was shattering under the weight of its star's own words. Disney's legendary PR machine went into overdrive, trying desperately to patch the holes. But each patch seemed to rip open a new leak. According to whispers, producers gently suggested softening her takes during press events, but Zegler allegedly doubled down, arguing she owed honesty to her generation. A late-night social media post supporting a controversial cause blindsided marketing chiefs who had begged her to stay neutral until after the film's release. A private message from an executive pleading for reconsideration reportedly leaked within hours, igniting fresh outrage and debates about artistic freedom versus corporate responsibility. The Mouse House was seemingly losing control, watching its fairy tale morph into a public relations nightmare, fueled by the very star they'd chosen. The cost of this clash was mounting, and it wasn't just bad publicity threatening the kingdom's coffers. Even before any disastrous release, whispers of trouble grew louder from within Disney's walls. Test screenings, crucial gauges of audience interest, reportedly came back lukewarm. Families felt lectured, not entertained. Die-hard Disney fans complained the soul of the story felt missing, replaced by modern talking points. Simultaneously, production costs were allegedly spiraling, the budget ballooning far beyond initial projections, rivaling the cost of major blockbusters. Memos circulated, contingency plans were drawn up. What if the film failed to cross the $500 million mark globally, a number once considered a given for Snow White? Executives crunched the numbers, reportedly fearing a financial catastrophe for one of their most iconic, universally recognized properties. This growing fear set the stage for an unprecedented move when things went from bad to worse. And then, the alleged bombshell dropped, detonating across the industry. Reports surfaced claiming Disney had taken the nuclear option, a $100 million lawsuit filed directly against Rachel Zegler. The grounds, breach of contract, alleging her public statements and the resulting backlash had inflicted measurable financial harm on the Snow White brand, potentially costing the studio that 9-figure sum in lost revenue. Now, the dust hasn't settled, only swirled into new patterns of speculation. The lawsuit, the disappearance, hard facts remain elusive, buried under layers of rumor and counter-rumor. Whispers of quiet, back-channel settlement talks emerged, suggesting figures in the tens of millions, spread over decades, contingent on future earnings. A structured repayment, not a crippling fine. But were these talks real, or just more strategic leaks? Confidentiality clauses keep everything sealed. Rachel Zegler eventually surfaced online, not with apologies, but with a single carefully staged photo from an undisclosed location, captioned, "Still learning." An olive branch, defiance, or just an actress trying to reclaim her narrative? Disney lawyers reportedly saw it as confirmation of her location, filing motions to extend legal jurisdiction. Has Disney learned a harsh lesson about navigating modern stardom and fan expectations? Can Zegler's career ever truly recover from such a public immolation? The Snow White saga stands as a stark, brutal warning, echoing through Hollywood boardrooms and talent agencies. It forces us to ask the big questions. In this hyper-connected, hyper-opinionated world, where every word can be clipped, amplified, and weaponized, can timeless fairy tales even survive the unfiltered voices of the stars meant to embody them? Has the fundamental relationship between the storyteller, the star, and the audience been forever fractured? The alleged $100 million lawsuit, the midnight flight, the wreckage of a beloved property, it's more than just industry gossip. It's a potential glimpse into a future where classic narratives collide violently with modern celebrity, leaving us wondering if the magic itself can withstand the glare of controversy, or if some fairy tales are destined for endings far darker than anything the Brothers Grimm ever imagined. And then, the alleged bombshell finally detonated, sending shockwaves not just through Hollywood, but across the global entertainment landscape. Reports, initially met with disbelief, began to solidify. Disney, the company built on dreams and happy endings, had reportedly taken the most drastic measure imaginable. They had filed a massive $100 million lawsuit directly against their own star, Rachel Zegler. The legal filings, according to these reports, were brutal and direct. Breach of contract. Disney allegedly argued that Zegler's controversial public statements, her perceived negativity towards the source material, and the subsequent tidal wave of backlash she generated had directly caused tangible, measurable financial harm to the Snow White brand. They weren't just claiming hurt feelings, they were claiming quantifiable damages, potentially recouping that staggering 9-figure sum in lost ticket sales, damaged merchandising potential, and harm to the overall Disney legacy. Future roles remained Internal unknown. presentations, Hollywood, it was whispered,
ever,
meticulously linked specific interview quotes and social media posts to dips in audience tracking polls and negative purchase intent surveys. It was a breathtaking, almost unheard of accusation, a declaration of war against their own leading lady. And then, adding fuel to this already raging inferno, came the revelation about her departure. Almost concurrently with the news of the alleged lawsuit breaking, those flight manifests surfaced. Her name slipped onto a late-night international flight, destination shielded from prying eyes. Rachel Zegler hadn't just left town, she had allegedly vanished from the country, seemingly overnight, leaving behind the wreckage of a potential blockbuster, a 9-figure legal battle, and a stunned industry grappling with the sheer audacity of it all. Why flee? To evade legal summons? To seek counsel outside US jurisdiction? Or simply to escape the unbearable pressure? The void she left was deafening. the fallout within the entertainment industry was immediate and seismic. Suing your principal star for expressing opinions, however controversial. It was a move that bordered on heresy, threatening to upend the delicate, often unspoken agreements that govern the relationship between studios and the talent they employ. Talent agencies reportedly reacted with fury, whispering threats of boycotts, arguing that such actions would have a chilling effect on artistic expression. Producers, reliant on attracting big names, reportedly trembled at the precedent. Could any off-the-cuff remark now lead to financial ruin? How could actors be expected to promote films enthusiastically if they feared career-ending lawsuits for misspeaking? Yet, beneath the public outrage, quieter conversations were taking place. Some seasoned industry veterans, speaking off the record, admitted that the Zegler situation had spiraled into something uniquely toxic and perhaps unmanageable. The dynamic between star and studio had utterly collapsed, and casting a stark, almost cruel light on Disney's Snow White predicament was the concurrent run.